Wanya back inside the wrestling basement coming at you with Will It Happen? And what I'm referring to is Otis cashing in his Money in the Bank contract on a Universal Championship match. Now, without further ado, let's jump right into today's video. So as we all know, Otis is the current Mr. Money in the Bank now. He's very different and very unique compared to all the previous Money in the Bank holders, but he could eventually fall into one or two categories. One category that being a successful Money in the Bank cash in, and on the other hand, an unsuccessful Money in the Bank cash in. Now, on one hand, as far as the unsuccessful, you got superstars like the current King Corbin and Super Cena, that being John Cena, and we all know there are several other, great Money in the Bank holders that, pretty much not necessarily exploited the rules, but they successfully cashed in, and they pretty much did what we all would do: wait till the perfect time, no matter how bad the champion is, and cash in this Money in the Bank contract. But considering the fact that we got Otis, and we all know that Otis is not your typical Money in the Bank holder because, let's just be honest. He ain't got the build of, a CM Punk, a Seth Rollins, or Roman Reigns, or John Cena. It's very unique as far as Otis being Mr. Money in the Bank. And in this video, I got two possibilities on the route that the WWE can go as far as Otis cashing in his Money in the Bank contract. So, the first way I got in, this kind of far-fetched, but we can very well see the WWE open up the possibilities on who the Money in the Bank holder can cash in the contract on. For instance, since Otis is Mr. Money in the Bank and he's also part of the Heavy Machinery tag team, and lately he's been a single, competitor whenever Tucker is not there, we could very well see Otis cash in the Money in the Bank briefcase on the tag team champions, that being Cesaro and Shinsuke Nakamura for the SmackDown tag team titles. Or we can very well see Otis cash in his Money in the Bank contract on, Jeff Hardy for a singles mid-card Intercontinental Championship match. That's something I feel as though the WWE should have done from the jump, because I feel as though, especially with a time like this, nobody really see Otis cashing in the Money in the Bank contract successful on the World Champion. So I feel as though for future, references, they should just open it up where you can pretty much cash in on anything. But of course, the women will not be able to cash in on a World Championship or a mid-card championship. But specifically the men, I feel as though you should be able to cash your Money in the Bank contract on the World Heavyweight Championship, the Tag Team Championships, probably even the Cruiserweight if you meet the weight requirement, and also a mid-card championship. So as far as Otis in this Money in the Bank contract, since the whole Money in the Bank pay-per-view as a whole, everybody can all come to agreement that Otis is not taking this Money in the Bank contract serious, because all these World Championship matches that we done seen, he ain't even attempted to cash in the Money in the Bank contract. When Braun Strowman was the Universal Champion, he was teaming up with him. It's plenty of times Braun Strowman and The Fiend was down bad, and he could have, at least attempted to cash in the Money in the Bank. We had superstars in the past like CM Punk and Edge, who I feel as though were the greatest Money in the Bank contract holder, because they pretty much took advantage and did what we all would have done. Caught the champion at his most vulnerable moment and capitalized on the moment, became the World Heavyweight Champion. So as far as Otis, even though this is like a far-fetched idea, and just expanding the Money in the Bank contract, in my mind, I feel as though they shouldn't even limit the Money in the Bank contract to Raw and SmackDown superstars. I would love to see an NXT superstar win the Money in the Bank contract and that be their main roster call-up. And a perfect way they can do it is just simply incorporate two superstars in the Money in the Bank contract match, because it'd be 8 superstars already. So you just throw 2 superstars in there, they win the contract, and they just go back down to the NXT, and you'll pretty much forget that, they even missed the Money in the Bank. And you don't necessarily got to forget that they're Mr. Money in the Bank, but they'll just be going on about their day, and then one day or on a pay-per-view or episode of Monday Night Raw, Friday Night SmackDown, they'll just come to the main roster and cash it in, and they'll officially be literally on the top of the world on the main roster. But it's just in my opinion. So that's definitely pretty much one thing I would definitely like to see as far as the Money in the Bank contract in the future. And that's pretty much one way I see the WWE expanding as far as the Money in the Bank, and that's one potential way Otis can go about this Money in the Bank contract. The second thing I see as far as Otis being Mr. Money in the Bank and will it happen is, could he potentially cash in his Money in the Bank contract on Roman Reigns, the current Universal Champion? Now, before Roman Reigns return, of course, Otis has been Mr. Money in the Bank leading up until all this time. I know it's hard to believe because he ain't really been acting like Mr. Money in the Bank. But when Braun Strowman and The Fiend was doing their battle for the Universal Championship, I said that Otis could have caught one of them slipping, but I was definitely over-exaggerating. Nobody realistically seen Otis cashing in on neither Braun Strowman or The Fiend because it just wouldn't be believable. And Braun Strowman, for instance, I can't see Otis defeating Braun Strowman, and Show can't see him defeating The Fiend, so that's just so unrealistic. So I feel as though they kind of put Otis in a tight position as far as being Mr. Money in the Bank. So that leads me to believe that the WWE could potentially do the first thing that I said, that they could go as far as like expanding, who you can cash a contract in on. But now that we have Roman Reigns as the Universal Champion, as a top heel on Friday Night SmackDown, since I know the WWE do be watching my videos, I'm finna make a very, very bold prediction, and you can pretty much quote me on this. I guarantee you, if the WWE don't take this route, they'll be dumb not to. So, right now we got Otis. He got the briefcase. He got the girl. Otis is winning right now. Everybody love Otis. The only people that don't like Otis is a heel. So, since Roman Reigns is the top heel on Friday Night SmackDown with the Universal Championship, like I said, Otis cashing in on either Braun Strowman or The Fiend was unbelievable. Now that you got a superstar like Roman Reigns, which is more believable that Otis to cash in on because he is a babyface and Roman Reigns being the heel, that would be the biggest upset in WWE history if Otis was to cash in on Roman Reigns. Like, if Otis cash in on Roman Reigns, Otis should instantly go into next year's Hall of Fame. I'm calling it. But unfortunately, that's not the case. And what I do believe is what's going to happen as far as Otis and his Money in the Bank contract. You can hold me to it now. Otis being Mr. Money in the Bank, the most logical thing that they can do right now is Otis is definitely going to join the list of superstars that failed to cash in the Money in the Bank, joining superstars like Braun Strowman and John Cena and even King Corbin. I can see right now that the WWE going to have Otis attempt to cash in the Money in the Bank briefcase on Roman Reigns, and Roman Reigns going to completely squash Otis, and that's going to gain Roman Reigns even more heat as far as being the biggest heel superstar on Friday Night SmackDown with the Universal Championship. And in a way, it helped both superstars because it established Otis as even more as a true babyface on Friday Night SmackDown, and that can definitely give Roman Reigns the heat that he needed bad, to truly establish this heel turn as far as Friday Night SmackDown and being a Universal Champion aligned with Paul Heyman, because it pretty much all makes sense. Like I said, who don't love Otis? And to see Roman Reigns, considering that we all know Roman Reigns was the all-time biggest babyface before this heel turn, to see Roman Reigns completely take advantage of Otis and beat him down and pretty much discard his Money in the Bank contract, that will give Roman Reigns so much heat, and it would definitely add credibility to his current heel turn on Friday Night SmackDown as the Universal Champion. So definitely expect Otis to try or at least attempt to cash in the Money in the Bank contract on Roman Reigns, and he failed to do it, and Roman Reigns is definitely going to get a lot of heat from that as far as his character on Friday Night SmackDown. So, with that being the end of today's video on Will It Happen, and like I said, I'm referring to Otis cashing in his Money in the Bank contract. Feel free to smash that like button, super kick subscribe button, comment down below, and hit the bell notification. Until next time, this is the Wrestling Basement.